on the outskirts of Sussia now, among the olive trees. No olives on them, wrong season. That would be Hanukkah time. And instead of a Tanakh though, I have a map. Wanted to show you where we are. This is the One Israel Fund map of highlighting the communities in Judea and Samaria. And you can see that we are all the way on the bottom. Here's Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Hevron. And we are here right as the Hevron hills peter out into the Negev desert. These are the places that we've been to today. Here's Ma'on. Okay, we talked about Mitzpeh Avigail, and here we are at Sussia. Pnei Hever was our first stop, of course, with the chocolate. Okay, so this tells you where we are, and so we are still on the edges of the desert. Now, Sussia, the ancient Sussia, is ancient but not super ancient. I don't have my Tanakh in my hand because it's not mentioned in the Tanakh. This is a town that existed from about the 3rd century until the 8th or 9th. That means that the Jews were living here. This is a Jewish town, mainly in the time of the Byzantine period when the Christians ruled the land of Israel. And that's the main time period here at Sussia. This was a Jewish town. This was a very Jewish town. We have found over 30 mikvaot, ritual baths here. A lot of their living is down in the caves, A, because it's hot, B, because you could do it, because this area is made of chalk, which is also why we have lots of cisterns here, over 130 cisterns for capturing water during the rainy period, because we're at the edges of the desert. There's no river here. There are no springs. What did they drink? We have found a lot of inscriptions in Hebrew, which was not the language that you really used at the time. It was mainly Greek. But really, the piece de resistance here is the synagogue, and that's what first got the archaeologists here to uncover the place. There are only 4 synagogues built the way this synagogue is built, in Eshtamoa, in Ma'on, and in Enim. They're called Judean synagogues. They are long and thin, opening on the east side, facing Jerusalem to the north. They are built along the lines of the temple, where you come in from the eastern side. So you see here, there are also many inscriptions in Hebrew. So you see here the longing for the temple, even centuries after the temple was destroyed. The attention and the caring to Jewish tradition and Jewish life, probably priests that were living here, the continuity. Some interesting things were found here, like a Zodiac wheel in the synagogue. What's that all about? Well, maybe it was put there at a time when the Christians were against the Zodiac, so the Jews were into the Zodiac. It's not clear. There is much to be learned about this town, including why they left, because it was abandoned at some point. It could be during the Muslim period. There was a massive earthquake in 749. Maybe that's why the people left. We don't know. But we do know that during the centuries that they were here, they were Jews in the fullest sense of the word. And the modern community of Sussia now has continued that. 130 families attached to the land, attached to the traditions, including a group of converts from Northern Europe who came to join them. And the synagogue in modern-day Sussia is a replica of the synagogue in ancient Sussia. So here we tie the past and the present and the future together. And let's go now and visit the winery in Sussia, one of the many little businesses that they have in this area. In the town of Sussia, we're with Elad Moshovitz. Did I pronounce that right? First baby born in this town. How many years ago?
Yeah, it's not my fault.
No, your mother happened to be here. It works like that.
Yeah.
How many years ago?
36.
Amazing. Grew up here and established a beautiful business.
Yeah,
How did you get into winemaking?
My father grew grapes for a tier winery, and I know all the
process,
winery, the process and stuff, and I love to drink wine.
That's good.
And
that
after
helps.
the army, I learned in winemaking in the north, and I work in a tier winery with a winemaker, and I start doing myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I love it.
So where are we?
We are in Sussia,
Yeah.
a small
Yes.
settlement in south of Hevron, and I'm born here in the middle of Judea Mountain, in the South Judea Mountain. It's a very special area because we are in the middle between the mountain to the desert.
It's called Sfar HaMidbar, the edges of the desert.
Yeah, the Sfar, it's the premium, it's called Sfar. You can see it's far, This
All
our
right?
area.
It means the
it's-
fringes. When you get a haircut, which we'll do like after Lag BaOmer, so you go to the maspera. That's someone who cuts off your fringes, all right? So if you know Hebrew, you can kind of grab onto things. All right,
Yeah.
so why is this a good area for growing grapes? People wouldn't ordinarily, I think, think of the edges of the desert for having a winery.
Yeah, we very high in 800-meter.
Above sea level?
Yeah, and we close to the desert. Very dry weather and very cold in the night.
Which is what wine grapes
It's
need.
very
cold
good
nights.
for the grapes.
And all the grapes you grow from in this area?
Yeah, all
Wow.
the grapes from here, from our location, it's called a Yatir area, and we have a Yatir forest in. It's close
south
to
of here?
Sussia,
Right.
and it's a great area.
That was
for-
the first planted forest, by the way, in Israel, by
Okay.
JNF, way
Okay.
back.
Okay,
Into
cool.
the 19th century. Yeah, it's an old forest. This, what's it supposed to
Kashem
symbolize?
It's abstract.
This could also be like the line of Sfar Midbar.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is,
it's a geographic
exactly,
science.
exactly, of the Judean desert.
Drimia, it's a great flower. We talk about the flowers. It's a chatzav. It's very special, very strong flower.
So I see in addition to the wine, you've got honey. So this is Abba?
Yeah,
Is it-
it's my father.
Okay.
It's you see the chatzav, the flower.
Which also is the sign of if we're going to have a rainy winter. It blooms very early in the fall, and there's an idea that if it, depending on when it blooms, we're going to have a rainy winter. I don't know what happened this last fall, but we had a very rainy winter all the way through May. So it was really just exceptional. All right, so it looks like you have somewhat of an international reputation based on what's on the wall. Some awards.
Awards, and this is a big competition in Czech Republic. We won in the best wine in all the competition.
Wow,
The
that's a
Cabernet-
gold medal.
Yeah, 2014. We grow peonies, a flower.
Mayonnaise,
In
okay.
Hebrew it's called admonit, like red, but it's not red. It's pink and white, but it's called admonit.
I've seen some red ones.
Ah,
Here we
you
go.
can see it's very
Beautiful
special.
flower. Yeah,
It smells wonderful.
it does.
Yeah.
You grow them normally for export, or they always stay
Yeah. Normally for export to Holland.
to Amsterdam, to the
and
flower
yeah,
market?
and because this year is
COVID-19 pandemic.
we have a big problem, and we're doing.
It's like to make lemonade out of lemons,
Yeah,
okay? So
yeah,
they couldn't
yeah.
export, so instead you sold
yeah,
in Israel?
we sold directly for the customer, for every settlement, every neighborhood. We call some people help us and
There was
sell
a whole network
Yeah,
of saying, let's
yeah.
buy the Sussia
them.
flowers.
2,000 people buy today.
A bunch of flowers.
Yeah,
Wow.
from us, and
That's amazing.
It's a
They buy them
big
closed
portion.
though, right? Because I
What?
bought them before. You buy them, they're still
Yeah,
closed, and then they open up over the course of a week.
I
It's a
will
magnificent
show
flower.
you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So see, the Israeli, I know that we're not happy about being isolated, but in certain ways, the Israelis got export quality things that normally we wouldn't get because your flowers would have gone to Amsterdam
Yeah.
to the international flower
Yeah.
market, and we
True.
get to keep them here in Israel. So we're also making lemonade out of lemons.
No,
It's
the
amazing.
meraglim come from the Negev. They go from Arad to Hevron. It's
They pass right by here.
Yeah,
Wow.
in Sussia.
And they are totally
And
about the grapes.
Yeah,
Get
and
the
the
meraglim.
two meraglim, what they said, טובה הארץ מאוד מאוד. Our land is very good.
And here we're proving it. Our
Yeah.
land is very good.
Yeah.
All right. So we are in this refrigerated caravan with the few flowers that are left at the end of a very busy day. Just when we were standing here, people drove up to buy these gorgeous flowers. You know, it occurs to me, you are so connected to the land. Between the wine and the vineyards and growing flowers and even honey. Where does this come from? This is just how you were raised, just feeling that like Israel, you know, the land itself is special?
אני חושב שביהדות, בעצם הרעיון של היהדות, שבעצם הרוחניות נכנסת לחיים. כשאנחנו חלק מהחיים, אנחנו מקבלים את כל הדברים הרוחניים כחלק מהחיים. ובחקלאות אתה מרגיש את זה מההתחלה עד הסוף. זאת אומרת, זה מה שאנחנו עושים, אנחנו מחכים לגשם כי אנחנו צריכים את הגשם, ואנחנו מודים על מה שאנחנו מקבלים, ומודים להשם על כאלה פרחים יפים ועל יין טוב שמגיע, וזה מה שאנחנו עושים. מתאמצים, ואחרי זה גם יודעים להודות.
Ancient Sussia has a wall around it, as permitted by Jewish law because of the dangers from the desert and from the outlying area. Modern Sussia doesn't have that, and they know that the cameras and the security equipment that we provide for them to keep them safe, to keep them making incredible wine, growing beautiful flowers, and honey that you turn the jar upside down and the honey doesn't come out. This is what we're all about, keeping the people safe, making sure that they can have their beautiful families here and work hard to provide for us quality things. It's always a pleasure to come down to this area, and I hope you enjoyed our 3 trips together in the southern Hevron Hills as much as I did.